Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fiction, the podcast that revolves around one central theme, stories and the people that tell them. We'll talk about movies, TV shows, video games, historical events and weird news headlines. There's really no topic we won't touch. But it doesn't stop there. If you've got a story, something funny or random that may have happened to you or a friend, send it to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. Until then, it's story time.
In 1932, the Australian Army declared war on 20,000 emus and lost. It's a part of Australian history that not many know about. Maybe that's because history is written by those who win. So if you want to hear the full story of the Great Emu War of 1932, then check out my book, Letters from the Emu War. Read letters, newspaper articles, and journal entries. With every turn of the page, you will gain a deeper understanding of the life and times of emus at war. So head on over to jabryden.com and grab a signed copy today.
Hello, my name is Chris Park, and on today I will bring news, a somber turn for you. We have a lot of fun on the podcast of Stories, the True and the Fictional, but here at the Rebecca Cassells Institute of the Rising Dawn series, available on Amazon, we want to bring our attention and to do good in this world, and that's why I want to highlight our support foundation for politicians who eat dog poo. Every day, politicians face tough decisions. They encounter challenges that require the immense thought, courage, and leading from the front. These extraordinary individuals are willing to do everything that they can to support the people. And there is even one such group who's willing to go above and beyond to show their true dedication by eating dog poo off the street. When you donate to the Rebecca Cassells Foundation, you'll ensure that we can pick up this dog poo, bring it to their house so they may eat it without the shame it causes when they eat it directly from the street. Don't take my word. We have some heartfelt thanks to share. When I eat dog poo from the street, it symbolizes my commitment to education. Every bite fuels my dedication to provide quality schooling for every children. By eating dog poo, not only are we raising funds for cancer research, but I'm also reminding the world we must endure the discomfort to eradicate this terrible disease. Our phones are now open, and we are taking the donations. So please, if you ever see a politician eating in the street, remember, he could be doing that at home with a knife and fork. Thank you. And welcome, everyone, to Stories True and the Fictional. I'm, of course, one of your hosts, Chris Park, co-founder of the Rebecca Cassells Foundation, religious organizations, world domination, which she doesn't know yet. But, as we're discussing, the best leaders are the ones who don't want to be. So I think this is going to work. I'm, of course, joined by the legendary children's author and wearer of a red hat, J.A. Bryden. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, wow. Yes, I'm going well. I'm going well, but I didn't... I don't know if you know, the former Premier of Victoria, Dan Andrews, dog poo eater, alleged dog poo eater. He's being seen in New York, so he must be sampling the
Central
the sidewalk.
Park has a lot of dogs, and you know what? It's also like you know how there's like this whole like eat, pray, love kind of holidays.
Eat, poop, love.
Eat, poop, love. He's going overseas to sample the local cuisine and eating some fine New York poop, because those dogs probably ate original raised pizza, and so it's a different texture of poop that he'd be enjoying over there.
But who would give that pizza to a dog? Like, are you saying there's going to be leftovers, or
I would imagine leftovers. I would imagine,
oops, it fell on the floor.
I think it's more, if they're in New York, I think it's more they come home and then see their dog and go, oh shit, I didn't buy dog food. Go to the fridge. Hey, they have some original Ray's left over. Give it to the dog for dinner.
Yeah, well, there is in a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, that people always have leftover pizza.
It's true.
Like, it's everywhere.
And if you can remember an amazing scene from The Fifth Element, cat related, but it still works, where he comes home, forgot the cat food, so ordered his cat Chinese. So this is by the way, Fifth Element, what a fantastic, underrated, what a fantastic film. Everything about it is just sensational.
It still holds up too.
Still holds up. A lot of practical effects, so a lot of puppetry, which looks very good, and it's just I love those those dystopian, dingy sci-fi worlds. We don't get enough of them, so I love seeing them. I love seeing a lived-in universe, as they call it.
90s future,
90s future. But obviously, it's really funny when you see things that they do there, and you go like, "We've actually got better technology now." It's like going like,
"You guys aren't thinking further."
I know, but again, it's obviously like of the time, like the guy who wrote Starship Troopers was envisioning like dudes in asteroid suits on alien planets. And I'm going, I think we're a bit further along in our minds and thinking than that. And then like, Back to the Future also like what they were thinking about was like, very, very different to what I think there are some things that we just have better than Back to the Future's future now. Like there's this like, but I guess it was a mindset, right?
Yeah. Oh, and also you have limited technology to pretend with,
True.
Yeah. But then there's the Simpsons predicting, FaceTime calls.
Yep.
That was also Inspector Gadget, the Apple Watch, essentially.
Yep.
But then you got to wonder if Apple went, "Oh, I like that idea," and then take that. Does that happen?
And I do wonder how often does sci-fi actually inspire creators to go like, I mean, how many people who are working at say Samsung saw the Power Rangers speaking to their watches and went like, yes, like must build that.
Yeah, that.
And how many? How many did Elon watch that Stargate episode where Daniel Jackson put a bunch of satellites in space and then took over the world and go like, well, I mean, whilst I'm here,
that and didn't like, isn't there some I can't remember if it was Stargate or it probably was Stargate where they had to do a slingshot maneuver around the Earth, gravitate, and then apparently in real life they did that to get to Mars quicker or something.
Yep. So again, I do think one does influence another. I think the writers are just writers. They're not really sci-fi. They're not science fiction. I mean, right now, actually, well, back then they weren't. Now, if you're like a big writer, you generally would hire a consultant because like people are nitpicky enough that they actually have to hire physics consultants and be like,
would this work?
One of my favorite series, which is the Lost Fleet series by John Campbell, which is he was a former military ships driver and weapons expert, and he met with a bunch of sci-fi nerds and like in his sort of book club to start writing his book, and then they're also impressed with how he understood how weapons work and like things, and so then they go, you should write a book that's a little bit more realistic, and so then he write a book with like. And they have the most realistic weaponry you'll ever see on a starship or a spaceship, where it's basically like humans don't control the weapons because why would you have a computer? Well, a computer can calculate the shot faster than the human could in 1,000 years. But they also they like the ship had the charged particle cannons is basically taking particles from the Earth, charging and firing, which creates lasers. And also they realized how to get through shields wasn't through laser fire, because why would you fire a laser against an anti-shield? They would bombard it with basically grape shot, huge ball-bearing canisters to put stress over a number of areas of the shield to basically shatter the structure, then hammer it down with missiles. I was going like, what a brilliant, wonderful understanding of science fiction. And of course, yes, it was because the dude was a military ship driver, and so obviously he's bringing his reality, and so it's good to see. But I do miss the Jules Verne style writers of the era, where they just say, I don't know nothing, but I think it's going to be like this. Or like, you know, the guy who wrote John Carter, who's going, we lay less on Mars, so we're going to be super strong. Like there's these fun ideas that's just like going, screw the science, this is what I think it's going to be.
Yeah. Then he was, but like he was picturing what Mars was going to be like before we even understood physics properly, you know? You know, it's just like...
It's true.
And then they go, well, there's some truth to what he's saying, you know?
And you know, I don't mind. He's like, oh, all women have this copper skin, raven black hair, and drew red lips. I'm going, I mean, I'm not against any of I'm not against any of the
Clearly he had a type.
Clearly he had a hey. It's a good type. It's a good type.
It sets the precedence.
I'm going to say it. I would love them to do another movie of the John Carter universe. I know that a lot of people said like it's a rip of Star Wars, but let's be honest, like
no, it came before that.
But if you also watch modern Star Wars and you watch John Carter, it's a better film. Like it's just like
well, look, it had poor marketing and a poor director.
Poor marketing.
Well, I don't know if it was poor director, but poor management.
I think the director was from animation. Yeah. And it was his first time doing live action, and apparently he just was expecting things to sort of like just happen. Yeah. That he could just animate. It was like, but with actors you can't. And like, so those a few like again. Having said, if they were to do it again, I'd want them to use a lot more puppetry for those for the Martians, like because I think that'd look cooler. But again, that's just me being very like
lover of practical effects.
I love a good puppet because it looks real. Yes, you can use CGI to touch up the face if you want to have a bit more expression and things, but just having that really, you know, perfect example, Hellboy 2 Golden Army, where they go through the streets of the Trolls Village, and it's like going, you just look around at all the creatures. It just feels amazing. This is what you want, and you know, and I know that people say CGI is easier. It's like yes,
I think it's lazier.
Nothing beats those beautiful puppets, though. Mwah, I love a good puppet.
Yeah.
Speaking of loving a good puppet, I heard you're on a podcast the other day and to promote your book, Emu War.
Yes, Letters from the Emu War. Children's literature podcast called Reading with a Chance of Tacos. It was super fun. We recorded for about 40 minutes, and they chopped it down to 20, I think.
They cut out
all my controversial jokes. I made one controversial joke. It was
what did you do?
No, I didn't do anything you wouldn't have done.
What did you say?
No. Well, we were talking about how no one knows about the Emu War, and then there was a girl on there called Liv. She's a high school student, and the other host said, do they teach this in school, Liv? And she's like, no, I got it from TikTok. And I just casually said something like, learning from the Chinese or something like that. I wasn't saying anything that wasn't true.
Oh, I would have. Okay, you know what? No? I would have said the exact same thing.
I know you would.
And you know what? I would have gone once. I would have just, once my mind hit that thought, it would have focused in upon it and went, let's spend the next 20 minutes on this thought. And I would have just gone to town on that thought.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. No, it's not a long podcast. So they aim for 20 minutes and all that stuff. But it was fun chat. It's fun chat.
I do understand why people like people say like, a good 20-minute podcast is good. So going, yes.
Look, they're good if you're going for a walk, or if you like for me, I listen to a podcast on the way to work, and on the way to work. It takes me half an hour to get to work, so a half-hour podcast is convenient, If it's an hour, then I'll listen to half on the way to work, the other half on the way back. But I don't have a lot of minutes.
I enjoy a long form podcast actually.
Oh yeah.
And the main reason is one the most famous podcast in the world is 3 hours long, Joe Rogan, and that's just so like
Yes.
it's not like you can't do a long podcast successfully. Obviously, we're not Joe Rogan yet, but
we're a different style.
there is so much short form content in the world in terms of, and so I enjoy a good long free flowing conversation without any editing. And with Jamie fully exposing his nipples, and this is what we enjoy.
Dude, that I'd have to have a shaver, man,
to fully expose your nipples.
Yes. Do you not realize that I essentially have a t-shirt size of hair on my bodice?
So you've gone the full Grizzly Rug style look.
Just the way God made me, mate. I didn't go. You know what? I'm gonna grow hair on my chest.
You know what you should do? You should shave it weirdly.
But who's going to see it?
Just shave it weirdly.
And then present it on the podcast.
Go to the beach and take your shirt off. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get an artist to actually draw a picture on your chest. And then we'll shave it out so it's realistically looking. And then I want you to go to the beach and just walk around. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah. No. No.
Or I want you to walk into the supermarket, into the freezer section, and just take off your shirt, and then turn to the next person standing next to you and be going, "Man, this makes my nipples so hard." I just want to see what happens. I just want to see, what the consequences of you doing that are.
No. Just no.
Why not?
I think I already know what the consequences should be.
But I want to see them. I want to see them play out.
I'll tell you what, I'll hunt down Bigfoot and we'll do it to him for you, all right?
Not the same. It's not, look, it's better than nothing, but it's not the same.
No.
It'll be better if it's your nipples, but speaking of your
moving on.
Speaking of your nipples,
what have you been up to? What have you been watching? What have you been playing? What have you been?
Oh, am I going first?
Are you still Boulder Gating?
No, I took a pause from Baldur's Gate, and the main reason was
you're Stanfield, right?
Yes, exactly. I love Google, and so I love Android because I typed the word in once and it goes, "Yep, that's a word now." And for anything I now try to type, it goes, "Yeah, I've even typed now Starfield correctly," and it goes, "Oh, you mean Stanfield?" And it just changes it for me. I'm just going you know what? Fuck it.
It sounds like a good game.
Exactly.
Or it's a Netflix series or something.
Yeah. So I have owned an Xbox Series X since they first came out. Telstra sent me an email and said, "We have a special offer for you. You can have a Series X for $20 a month." And I was going, "Oh, on top of your internet plan." I was going, "Oh, okay, well, cool, free Xbox."
Yeah.
Basically. Well, not free, but free enough. So I got it, very excited. Turned it on and I was going, "Oh, okay, I don't have any games right now. I'll wait till something comes out." This is the first time I've actually pulled it out of the box to use it, because that is how little games there are on this system that I actually physically said, I'm going to go buy Starfield. So I went down to the store. It's a JB Hi-Fi, and I saw the coolest Ninja Turtles action figures. So I took a picture of them and sent it to Jamie. Jamie goes meh. I'm going, "But Jamie, these are not the shit turtles. These are good."
I didn't go meh. I said, yeah, I've seen them, but there's so many of them. Right now, I'm a collector, so I just don't want to fill my whole apartment with turtle stuff. I'd love to do that, but I don't have room, so I'm very selective.
Sure. Anyway, so I went up to the counter to buy the Starfield, handed the game over, and they couldn't find it anywhere in the store because apparently, they had the box. Just if you know in Australia, they have JB Hi-Fi. There's they have the empty cartons, and you take them out and you hand them.
Yeah.
And then they had to basically look for them. And then they went, "Oh, how many do we have in stock?" And they went, "Oh, maybe one or two we got." And they went, "Oh, do you want to buy the collector's edition?" I'm like, "How much is that?" And they went, $400. I was like, "No, I'll just buy the game things. That's fine."
Yeah.
So I bought the game, And I came home and I played it for about 5 hours and went, this is the most boring Bethesda game. This is the most Bethesda game. Like, if Bethesda game goes, hey, I hear you like Bethesda games, so put some Bethesda in your Bethesda game, this is the game that they would make. Where they've taken all of the content that they'd placed into a world where basically there's a general rule in what they call open world games, which is like the 30-second rule. It's basically I think it's 50-second words, but basically any direction you walk on the map, in 30 seconds you should hit something that's interesting, or else you've basically failed in your open world design. This was done by The Witcher, and basically from that point, every single game studio has taken the same concept of basically saying if you walk in any direction, you should find something interesting. Bethesda went, but what if you didn't? And it's like going, what? What if you took entire sections of towns and put them on tiny maps and then build 1,000 planets with that one tiny section? And then someone went, hey, Bethesda, would you procedurally generate additional content of those worlds to make, interesting things appear? No. The barren wastelands of worlds for us. I was like, what? Anyway, 5 hours in, I was like, yep, I'm done. Then I was like, no. I spent $100 on this stupid piece of shit. I won't let the game beat me. And so I went, okay, ignore the story. Let me just play it and see what I can make of this game. So basically, I've played it now for quite a bit. And have I enjoyed the time? Yes. Is it the worst story in the universe? Yes, it's the most boring, bland story in the universe. Is it just really... Did Obsidian's Outworld probably do it better? Yeah. I think... Is it losing some points because it just came from Baldur's Gate, one of the greatest story-driven games in the universe, with immense, rich characters and and beautiful voice acting, and also when characters have conversations in Baldur's Gate, it feels natural. It feels like they're having a conversation. Yeah. Every single thing you do in a Bethesda game, everyone creepily stares at you like something. It's just fucking weird. They just go "Hi, yes, let me stare directly at you," in Baldur's Gate, you have conversations. There's a scene where you take Berskill of Shadowheart to the cliffs, and you sit down and have a drink of wine, and you lie down together looking at the stars. It's then you skinny dip in the water and enjoy some sweet water love scene. There's millions of versions of those scenes, but with Bethesda, when you get quote unquote married, it's just you your partner creepily staring at you, going, "Yes, I am getting married. We are married now. Hooray! Yay! Mate." I was going "Wow, I really feel the love. Feel the love." Again, Baldur's Gate, I could just walk up to my romantic partner and just snog them in front of everyone and be like, and there's an animation, a scene for that, just because I feel like it. This one is, and so basically you can't. It just feels like nothing. The story does not change based upon that. And also, nothing, everything you do in Baldur's Gate affects the world. Every quest you do, something changes. Everything you do affects everything. I sided with a bunch of pirates for a long period of time, and then paid off my bounty. Then everyone goes, "Welcome, citizen. Welcome back." I was like, the fuck? It was, anyway, am I enjoying the game? Yes, because I still enjoy, look, they have good things. One thing is the ship is awesome because essentially you can build your own ship. And so people just try and design the most ridiculous weapons carrying devices and war crimes machines known to man. And if you want to be a pirate, it's lots of fun to be a pirate because you can board people's ships and then kill them and take all their golden stuff, and that's fun. But having said that, is it worth the cost of the Xbox to play this one game? No. If I didn't have this Xbox already, I would have not. I don't care. Do I think it's alarming that they've had years and years and years of this one, and this is the best that Bethesda's now. It appears Bethesda used to be the best.
Oh yeah.
And then people used to say the reason why it's so buggy is because open world games always have bugs in them. This is not Bethesda's fault. Now everyone makes open world games. They work perfectly at launch. Now people go, "Oh wait, maybe it was Bethesda's fault. Maybe it's not like. And I think it's just, I think people have said that their creation engine, or they call it, doesn't look good in modern games. And I was like,
Yeah.
I know what I played that. I'm going, yeah, it just looks terrible. Like it's just like
Yeah.
it looks like a PS4 game.
Yeah.
But then I remember, because it's Xbox, they have to build to the lowest common denominator. So then it's probably, maybe that's what it looks like. But yeah, so worthwhile game if you already own an Xbox somehow.
Yeah.
And you just happen to have some money lying around that's free and spare,
Mhm.
and you enjoy long silences and weird conversations, then sure. Okay,
And
go
people
for it.
staring at you.
People
creepily.
staring at you creepily. Maybe this is absolutely the game for you. If you want any other gaming experience, yes, get your Baldur's Gate on PS5 and enjoy a tremendous experience. Jamie, I know that you right now are probably erect because of Spider-Man coming up, but what have you been doing in the lead up to the Spider-Man?
Like I've been playing FC 24.
FC24.
FC 24. I'm on to my third club.
But which club did you go to?
I started with Western Sydney Wanderers.
Yep.
And then I went. Who did I go to? They're in league to the second. They're in the England club. I can't remember what. It's got a lion's face on it, not a wolf's face, but it's like real low, like low of the English side.
Yep.
The problem is, you can't go. I want to go for Chelsea or Liverpool or whatever, because they're like going, who are you? Like,
yeah, of course.
Like, who are you? So kind of working my way up. But now I'm with at Reading,
Okay.
and I'm next going to go to Nottingham, and that'll get me in the Premier League, because they're the only Premier League that's like, hey, I know that you're like, ranked like 90 on the player, and you smashed all these goals. Yeah, I've had to increase the difficulty again because it's way too easy.
Yep.
No, but like even more with this one. You think the last one was easy? It's like it's so much easier to play and do the moves and flick special passes and stuff. It's great. But yeah, and I'm gonna try go for Liverpool next.
Okay.
But look, it's not bad. I mean, there's the annoying thing of, hey, you don't get called up to the national teams, which sucks.
You can. They just don't have Australia in the
which
game.
just makes no sense. It
So
makes
you can't.
no
Yeah. So
sense.
if you play for like that's what, when I make my player, I always make him Spanish, just so I can just play because I get called up.
Yeah.
I put him in Granada, like in one of the low Spanish teams, and then work my way up the Spanish league, then play for Spain, which is fun. But yeah, if you want to play, like if you play as England, your same thing. So you got to play sort of against a European-based player to really get the best benefit, or America for some stupid reason. But
but like no, because the last one was like, hey, that was really cool because you could get the call up and all that, and it was great. And then like I haven't done manager mode. I'm going to wait till after I play Spider-Man to do that. But people would go, oh, you get approached by national teams. Hey, do you want to coach us? Yeah.
Yep. That was cool.
I'm like, no, I really don't. Not you. Reject. You.
One time I got approached by Qatar, and I was like, no.
You're like, no,
not the fish I'm aiming for.
No, yeah, but that'll probably get cut short when Spider-Man comes out on Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yeah, it's this coming Friday. So when this podcast drops, a couple of days.
Interesting. Now,
and I'll get the message from Amazon saying your package has been delivered, and I will look at my boss at work and go, gotta go, sorry.
Let's be honest, you weren't. You'll buckle under, and he was like, I really need you to stand there for a few more hours. You're like, okay.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah. But apart from that, I've been getting into the Westerns again.
The Westerns, eh?
Yes, but to the point where I almost turned on Red Dead, and I'm going, no, I can't do that right now.
What Westerns are you be getting into?
Well, I was Netflixing, and a thing popped up and said, where they go, hey, you might want to watch this. And it was 310 to Yuma.
Okay.
Which is a movie that it had Russell Crowe on it, and I go, oh, you know what? I don't mind a bit of Russell Crowe. Then I go, oh, Christian Bale's in it. Oh, Alan Tudyk's in it.
Okay.
You know, and it's like it's 2007 movie, I think it was. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic, for an old western. But then
there's good westerns out there.
yeah, but like you know how westerns used to be the superhero thing. It was just like western, and then they slowly came back, and you know some of them are hit and miss.
Yeah.
But then what I put on today, what's it called? It's called Godless.
Okay.
It's a Netflix series. I think mini-series. So there's only 7 episodes. I put her on. This is probably the best western I've ever seen. I've only watched 1 episode, but from the get-go, you go to the cinematography, like just the opening sequence it was freaking amazing. It's just like this dude walking through, like there's a train wreck, bodies everywhere, people are being shot. You know, like the gruesome scene of obviously, you know, the bandits coming through, robbing that sort of thing. But then you got this haunting. It's just like there's one survivor, and she's holding this dead body, and she's singing a hymn, a church hymn.
Oh,
And just over like the same thing over, the same line over, and she's just like she's been in shock from the state of the body. It looked like she'd been there for days, you know. And it's like the sheriff character walking through, you know. It's going, what the frick? And then from that moment, I hit pause and I go, who freaking made this? And then I looked up, written, directed by Scott Frank. You know who Scott Frank is?
No.
He wrote Logan.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going, this is why it's so good. And it's got compelling characters, you know.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Crazy ass bandit or outlaw, should I say, who like gets his arm, you know, shot off, and then he's got the one arm, and then everyone's singing in the church, and he just rides into the church one armed on a horse, and scoots the minister off the off the pulpit, and he's there with a horse, and he's like, "You sinned, young lady," and it's just like the most intimidating speech. It's you'd love it, honestly. I've only watched 1 episode, but
what's it called? What's the search called?
Godless.
Godless.
It's when you type it into IMDb, there's a million things called Godless, but it was 2017 it came out.
Drama miniseries. Okay, here we go. Western. Okay, Godless. Western. A ruthless outlaw terrorizes the West in search for a former member. Set in 1884. Okay, cool. Okay, 7 episodes.
Yeah, so it's a miniseries.
Okay. Okay.
And like I said, I've only watched 1 episode.
Who do I know in this show? Who's in there?
Like literally, I don't.
Jeff Daniels. Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't know many people.
Daniels from Dumb and Dumber fame.
Yeah, and then the you know, Mythic Quest.
Yep.
You know the short blonde assistant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who's really annoying. He's like really full on.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's in it too. But I didn't recognize many people.
It's a Western, so it's just.
But man, like it's A-grade cinematography, like the long Western shots.
Now, how's the gunfighting?
Fantastic. I mean, this guy, one of the characters gets shot in the throat by like a widow. Like she's like, take one more step. Like, who is this coming at to my place in the middle of the night? You know, whatever. She just goes bang, shoots, and then shoots him in the neck, and he can't speak. And then she patches him up, and then it's like, she's like, well, yeah, you're lucky because you know I was aiming high. You know, she's a great character. Yeah, and he sits at like there's a baby sitting on the floor and a rattlesnake comes in, and he just grabs a gun up, pistol off the wall, and goes.
Nice.
Shoots his rattlesnake enough. It's yeah.
Okay. It sounds like it's worth checking out.
It is definitely worth checking out. It is old, but it's on Netflix. Like 6 years old.
That's not. I mean, that's not too old, you know.
No, and you know, like most westerns hold up, you know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of special effects on Western.
No. But I thought it was fantastic. And then this little clip popped up on Facebook the other day
Yeah.
with Dean Cain in a Superman outfit. I'm going, oh, here we go. It's a it's a Superman and Lois clip. But it's I don't know. Did you ever watch it or just bits and pieces? Yeah. Do you remember when the episode where Superman gets tested, like Luthor's testing him?
Yeah.
And then like Superman's like, he's like, you want to know how fast I am? And he pulls a gun out and he points it at Luthor.
Yeah.
And he fires the gun and then he catches the bullet,
Yep.
And it was so cheesy, but it kept me watching it. It was intriguing, And then I went, yeah.
I think, look, was that show stupid?
Yes.
Yes.
It was.
No, that's it, really.
Well, that's the sound bite.
Yeah, I was wrecking my mind for defense. I was like going,
no.
Oh shit, there isn't one.
No,
this is it.
Yeah, because of the no, it's just you're sitting there going, hey, what's going on here? Because I was kind of watching it with the sound off as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a scrolling through, and it's just like, hang on. But then it made me go, okay. I went YouTube the whole scene, and it was just like, yeah, no, this is bad. Absolutely bad.
How long does that show run for anyway? Let me just double check.
I think it was how many seasons?
I'm gonna double check that because I don't.
Because it was all the rage back then.
4 seasons, 88 episodes. That's more seasons than I think you should have.
For sure, but you got to remember it was the 90s.
True.
And it's probably had the same charm as flipping the Phantom, like back then, Yeah, so it's 4 seasons, 22 episodes a season. So it, it was TV, primetime TV.
That's interesting how it dropped after season 4. It must have been an expensive show to make then, if they dropped it after season 4.
Well, it would have been, like, there's a lot of flying and, but...
Because the first season... Okay. So it had a 10 rating, so basically it went from 18.1 million viewers, 18.3, 18.4, and then season 4 they went down to okay. They dropped to they dropped quite significantly in season 4.
I wonder if they changed showrunners.
I wonder what happened there, because that's a huge drop off.
I know this is about Superman, but let's make it about the people. Let's just make it about the people.
That's such a huge drop off of like.
It was either someone left, a lovable character probably left, or they introduced a character that was annoying, or there's a new showrunner. Yeah.
Interesting. So basically, they had committed to a season 5, and then went, and so the showrunners started to plan for a season 5, and then they just went, no, you know what, no, and then serious TV show. I was trying to read
Don't strain yourself too much on the downfall of a show you didn't like.
I don't know. It's all dumb. But no one knows why. It's just basically, they just went yep.
Yeah. But in happier news, have you heard the news that Disney tried to do a National Treasure without Nicolas Cage and it failed?
I'm very happy with that because I saw that they were doing National Treasure without Nicolas Cage.
Now they're doing a National Treasure with Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves.
Is that confirmed?
100% confirmed. And as our good friend Ryan says, maybe Keanu is the National Treasure.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the article now because there's actually a bit of a plot, they reckon.
What? So Disney's now going now with actual plot.
No. No, well, they said according to our trusted and proven sources.
Or do they say hey, we're making this show, but plots cost extra. You need the Disney Plus package to get the plot.
It's just Nicholas. Yeah, no, they're doing the EA.
Yes, DLC, but the Disney's the plot.
Microtransactions.
Don't give TV people the idea of that.
It'll be like choose your own adventure. It's like Keanu opens the door. It's like, oh, sorry, you got to pay more now.
Because you know what?
Keanu goes back in the room.
If they had known that, the amount of money they could make from that one concept, if they were just willing to sell their souls just a little bit further down the River Styx, the amount of money they could make by ransoming the plot. But the problem is, they can't write a good plot, so they don't know what to ransom. So they'll be going, it would still suck regardless. So then you'd be upset that you bought a shitty plot.
Well, it sounds like that Keanu's going to be the villain. Someone called the Puzzle Master.
Oh, okay.
So Nicolas Cage's character will have to be tasked with solving an intricate series of puzzles to prevent a legendary artifact from falling into the wrong hands.
So it sounds like a National Treasure film. They're fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah. So, no, I think, because have they ever done a movie together? I don't think they have. Like, I mean, knowing Nicolas Cage and how many movies he actually does, I mean, statistically, they
should have done a movie together.
They should have done a movie
by
together.
sheer mathematics. You know what? I'm gonna Google this.
You're gonna Google it.
Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves movie. Come on. No way.
What they have?
They have not.
Well, now they will.
How have they never had? How is that statistic? Given the number of movies Nicolas Cage makes, by sheer laws of statistics, they should have.
He should have, I mean, even walked across his set at some time.
Oh my god! I can't imagine. That's insane.
And now I just hope that Disney do it right. They gave us two great first ones.
But that was, again, I think we all can admit that was a fluke.
I don't know. They were talking about doing a third one, but they couldn't come up with an idea for a third one.
Like the first two were just fantastic, and I don't think and it was a different era of Disney.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's when they wanted to make money. It was the era of Disney where they go, how can we make money from good films? And it was a crazy concept. But it was this like strange concept of like making a good film that people would pay for, and then because people paid for it, you'd make money. It's just this absolute bonkers idea. And it caught on a little bit as well. There was a lot of other studios also doing the same thing, making good films to make money. Then they decided that the money part would come regardless of whatever film they would make, and then that's the. But who was it? Like, it's. Of course, I mean, having said that, it's a Bruckheimer production, so it's going to at least be, expensive and flashy and explosion-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruckheimer has had some duds. I can't think of any. Actually, there we go. Gemini Man, one of the stupid ones they made with stupid dude.
The slappy guy.
Sir Slapshot.
No. Was Gemini Man? Yeah, Gemini Man was the
Bruckheimer. That was Bruckheimer.
Yeah, Gemini Man with Will Smith and clones, essentially.
Will Smith clones. Yeah. They also made Pirates, so again.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, oh man, look at that. Sorry. Let me just call off some movies made by the Bruckheimer Disney conglomeration during this period, which is Pirates of Caribbean, Black Pearl.
Yeah.
National Treasure. Dead Man's Chest. But then let's look at other films that they were making around the same time. But that Bruckheimer was also working, like a production company. They also worked on Bad Boys 2, the King Arthur movie we all loved, Glory Road, Deja Vu, National Treasure, Book of Secrets. Like, it was just non-stop, just great films. Like, this is just like.
That's what happens when you get a good team. You get a good team together and you start making quality stuff.
When you look at the list of films. But oh my god! Look, half of these are Disney. What the fuck happened to Disney? Like,
I think we all know what happened.
I know, but it's just sad reading all these films. Holy cow.
Do you think none of this would have happened if they never bought Star Wars?
No, because that's a tough one, because was buying Star Wars the bad thing, or was it their arrogance about the Star Wars, where they thought anything they would produce would just make money, so like it didn't matter about quality or anything. Like maybe it was the arrogance rather than the actual purchasing of.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, would they have that arrogance if they didn't have Star Wars?
No, because they would still have
the success of Avengers.
The success of Avengers, and that basically made them believe that they could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to actual, reality.
Well, speaking of good movies, I do have a bit of a topic, or a bit of a fun activity for us to do. We all love Henry Cavill, right?
We do.
Now, he hasn't won many awards. It hasn't been nominated for many awards. Which
Shockingly
is
not, but yes.
Probably sacrilege. But I would like to play a hypothetical game of throwing him into the roles of Oscar winners and seeing if we believe he could pull that role off.
All right, let's do it.
Now, I'm not doing anything modern because he wouldn't be nominated. Like, it's just like I'm going back to before Hollywood updated the terms and conditions of being nominated Oscars. So let's go back to a 2015 movie. Where Leonardo DiCaprio won role for the Revenant.
Ooh.
Do you think Henry Cavill could stomp around the bush, fight a bear with his bare hands?
I'm not sure. This is the thing. Leonardo losing to the bear makes sense. I think Henry Cavill might take the bear. Like, I think
he wouldn't be convincing enough.
No, because I think he would be. I think he would like.
Bear.
I think he would be. I think Henry Cavill would take the bear quite comfortably in the fight.
Yeah.
Like I just like. And it wasn't even that good a film, and Leonardo his acting wasn't even that good. It's just that he had campaigned so much, they finally went, you know what? Fine, he's just stupid, Oscar. You stupid. Like,
yeah.
I watched the film. I did, and I was going, like. Yeah, it wasn't good acting. It just he was fine. I thought he was better in Wolf of Wall Street, to be honest, like in terms of acting. But
oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do I think he would still? No. He'd be he'd be too unbelievable in the role.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. I skipped a few because, got to get through them. 2013, Dallas Buyers Club. Matthew McConaughey.
Ooh.
Playing Roy Woodruff.
No, again.
No. Yeah, no. All right. Poor Henry.
He'd have to McConaughey skinned right down for that film to make himself look like someone with, AIDS and instability.
You don't reckon Cavill would just slim down?
I don't think he can.
It's just like he's built. He's like, what do you mean? I haven't exercised. I haven't worked out in 5 years.
Yeah, I haven't lifted anything in months. Like, how do you get bigger then? I don't know.
I use vegetables. Are you saying that like all Cavills, they're chiseled so well that it just holds?
No, it holds. I don't think he. Look, he's not a Bale who could morph his body into any role.
Do you know?
Or McConaughey who did it for this role? Yeah.
Bale has announced that he's not doing any more body transformation.
No, he's too old now. It's too much
he's just
strain on his body.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. What about the year that Hugh Jackman was robbed of his Oscar? Lincoln. Do you think Henry Cavill could play Abraham Lincoln?
Now there's a man I would believe could split a tree in half with a single axe blow. Now there is a man who I believe is once a logger in on an apple farm or something. Yes, you know what?
It's massive Lincoln.
It's massive Lincoln. No.
And on this day.
You know what? Yes. I reckon he could have won that one. They'd have to basically say that Lincoln was constantly wearing very heavy coats and just basically like
But at the same time, I think we all agreed that it didn't matter who played Lincoln.
Oh no, anyone's gonna win that one, yeah,
No,
because it was
the
Lincoln.
Oscar,
It was
'cause it was
goddamn
Lincoln,
like again.
you know?
They could have cast Judy Dench as Lincoln, and
Yeah.
she still would have won as Lincoln because it's Lincoln. You don't vote against Lincoln.
They could have literally had Kermit the Frog with a top hat, and he'd win the Oscar.
Ocasio-Cortez could have played Lincoln and still won because it's a Lincoln. Because
They could have had an actual Lincoln.
and they would have won. And you know what? I don't think so.
Like complete Herbie style.
Herbie,
Yeah.
Herbie guy, yeah.
But I mean, they didn't have cars back then, did they? It was 18.
No, horses still.
No, horses. Yeah. So it's in the car, and they're like, "What's this song?"
Herbie goes Civil War style.
Herbie goes to war,
Herbie goes to war. That's it. That's the movie.
and it's a German V Dub. Yeah. So, yeah. Wow.
No. It's Herbie talking about his great ancestor, in like talking about it's in that with his pipe and going like, as I'm finding a book and go, Herbie, I didn't know that you were related to what's that? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a car.
It makes no sense. All right, here's one. Possibly the King's Speech instead of Colin Firth.
Oh no! And I'm going to say no.
No.
And that's because actually, that's a tough one.
Well, he just has to be British, doesn't he?
And you know what? Yes, because I do think Henry Cavill does look kingly enough to play King George.
Yeah.
Sure, it's more of a King George you'd want to see on a battlefield than
It's like, fine, I'll do it myself, King George.
Yeah. That's a King George that he would be. Yeah, he would like. Whilst these men were in the trenches fighting with their weapons, you'd see him like him jump across into the trench and like oh my, yeah, you would see the Normandy landing. The bombs and shells going everywhere, and then you see this Henry Cavill sitting with a shield with the British flag, wearing his kingly crown upon his head, jump across and then lead the troops up the hill, Captain America style. Yes, you know what? That's a better film. I think I want to see this film now. Like,
going through this article, it's just basically listing all the Oscar winners.
Yep.
There's a lot of country and westerny films because the next one's Jeff Bridges and his performance in Crazy Heart, where he plays
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, where he plays a country music singer.
No one could look.
I don't
Can't replace Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is Jeff Bridges.
And I just can't see Henry Cavill with a guitar going, "Yo, yeah."
I just can't
I'm from Texas.
I can't see Henry Cavill with the Jeff Bridges style action talking about wanting to beat Iron Man and all sorts, and talking about how you can't be Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
Let's see if he can steal another role from Daniel Day-Lewis in 2007. There Will Be Blood.
There will be blood.
Okay, hang on. Loosely based upon Sinclair's 1927 novel, Oil.
Not familiar enough with it, but if it's from the era I think it is, which it is
1927. Could you see him in a bowler hat?
No, I don't think he can win this one.
No. I'm going to skip over.
That's very American, so I think you'd definitely want an American for this kind of role.
Well, I'm going to, out of respect, skip over The Last King of Scotland, where Forrest Whitaker
I don't. Yeah, I don't think Henry Cavill could play the Lasky. Could pull off that.
Oh, okay. What about Philip Seymour Hoffman in 2005? Capote? Is that how you pronounce it?
Who was it?
Capote. Capote?
I have no idea what that one is. Let me see if I saw that. I don't think I saw that one.
This was one of the films about Truman Capote, or Capote, writing his true crime book in cold blood in Kansas.
Nah.
Was it novel? Now, I don't even hear about that film. I don't think he could have played Ray.
No. Yeah, no, fair point.
Mystic River. Sean Penn won as a man grieving the murder of his daughter in the Clint Eastwood directed film from Dennis Lehane novel.
I'm gonna say I don't think he could do that one either because he's not Boston enough.
Yeah.
Mystic River is you got to be Boston. Like I don't want to see Henry Cavill put on the try to do a Boston accent.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do Mystic River.
Yeah. All right. Look, I'm going to skip over the ones we don't know. There's a lot of them because I'm like, wow, I just don't know these films have won Oscars. What about the Pianist? Remember Adrian Brody on the Oscar?
The Pianist.
The Pianist.
No, because he's weird. No, it's too. Adrian Brody's weird, and honestly, if you cast Adrian Brody, it's because you want a weird person.
Yeah,
I don't see Henry Cavill pulling off weird.
No, he's too cool. Here's one I think we can agree on: Gladiator.
Yes.
He could replace Russell Crowe
without even blinking. It'd be a little bit more believable as well.
Yeah.
Because Russell Crowe is always a little bit, on the podgy side on that role. Like, you kind of look at him and go, going, really? Legendary fighter? You mean legendary pie eater more like a Russell Crowe? Like, what's going on there, mate? Yeah. But no. Yes, Henry Cavill could have absolutely smashed that role easily, comfortably. Yeah, easy. Without a doubt.
Now, I'm assuming, for argument's sake, because we're getting back to the 90s now, He's basically taking him in his prime.
In his prime Cavill, yes.
Prime Cavill, time machine. Come on, let's go back and see if you can be as.
You know what? He'd make so much more money. The Gladiator movie would make more money because there'd be more shirtless scenes with Henry Cavill in that film than there was with Russell Crowe because no one wants to see that. No one wanted to see that, but. Shirtless Cavill, trust me, that would have made so many more scenes.
That's the name of the episode. Shirtless Cavill.
Shirtless Cavill.
As good as it gets, Jack Nicholson. But Henry Cavill.
No, because no. I love that. No.
Jack Nicholson did make that.
Yeah. Like I said, that movie has one of my favorite lines of all times in the movies where I've said it before in this podcast, I'll say it again. A woman, a fan of this guy's book, comes up to me and goes, huge fan's like, how do you write women so well? And he turns around and goes, I think of a man. And then I take away reason and accountability.
Wow.
He has a mental condition. That's fine. But
that's the thing.
He's just brutality on that one line. I was going the look on that girl's face of fan that he just crushed. It was just so bad.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh.
What about Forrest Gump?
Oh no! Look, Tom Hanks is in a league of his own. That film we watched, but also Tom Hanks is also in a league of his own.
I just realised that Tom Hanks won an Oscar in 1993 and then in 1994.
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
again.
2 years in a row.
As we've said before, Tom Hanks, maybe Kevin Bacon, sort of stand on that Mount Rushmore of greatest actor, and Denzel Washington. There's Denzel, Tom Hanks. I do like Kevin Bacon, but I'm not sure if he's in that stratosphere.
No.
Okay, maybe it's those two. Maybe they stand alone on the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they stand alone on that mountain of greatest actors. You can't. Tom Hanks made that film. You can't replace Tom
I'll
Hanks.
skip over the Tom
and
Hanks
also Philadelphia. You can't again anything. I'm sorry. As much as I love Henry Cavill, Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks.
All right. What about Silence of the Lambs? Anthony Hopkins.
They'd have to change the role a bit because he's too young. Because he's been in prison for a while.
All right. Yeah. Well, they'd age him up. They like to do that.
But yes, I could see. Honestly, I could see him. I could see that one.
You see, creepy.
Well,
Cavill?
hello, Clarice.
Oh wow! I just found another Daniel Day-Lewis one in 1989 called "My Left Foot," and it just made me think of Family Guy.
No, wait,
that's the right one. I wonder if that's actually what it's about.
I don't know. Honestly, I've only ever heard the thing from Family Guy. I don't know if it's from anything else.
I don't know that movie.
I don't know.
Have you seen Rain Man?
Rain Man
With Dustin Hoffman?
No.
I've heard about this one.
I've heard about it, not seen it.
No. All right. What about Wall Street with Michael Douglas?
Oh. Interesting. But that had such a great cast, though.
Yeah.
It was really.
Well, you're just gonna pull one character out and plonk in Henry Cavill at his prime.
But it's also the age of the Douglas with the young against the young Charlie Sheen that sort of made that dynamic. So no. Right Man won the Oscar for that one for sure.
Yeah. Okay, no, I don't think he could play Gandhi, so let's keep going. Raging Bull, Robert De Niro.
He's a boxer, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's a good one.
Man, we're going back to the 70s now.
I think we're too far back. now.
Yeah, I'm skipping. I don't know this movie. So I'm going to keep skipping until I find a movie I know. What about The Godfather?
No.
Gene Hackman, The French Connection.
No.
You don't think Cavill could be Frenchman?
I do not think I can do the accent so well.
What about Henry Cavill in True Grit, 1969 version?
Oh, yep. I can see him as a cowboy.
I could see him as a cowboy. Like the next 8 movies are westerns. I think we found the
where all the westerns are.
When westerns were popular.
Yeah.
Gregory Peck, To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus Finch, essentially.
No. Okay.
Looking at the picture, I could see him doing it. But again, he's a lot older. I'm assuming he's a lot older. It's a black and white photo.
Man, what I just realized?
What?
Tom Hanks for Philadelphia beat out Liam Neeson for Schindler's List. Oh.
Yeah, but I think that was a charity one because Schindler's List won like 8 or 9 Oscars. And they went, here you go, you have this one.
Oh my god!
Because I reckon they were sitting there figuring out who's going to win for Schindler's List, and they're going like, "Oh, we can't give it to all the Oscars to Schindler's List." It's like best comedy, Schindler's List. Best. It's just like I reckon they probably just handed that off.
It won a lot that year. Let's just that's again. I feel like Tom Hanks is going to win it more. I feel sorry for Liam Neeson. That was probably like.
Yeah, well, again, it was it's like how 100% Hugh Jackman was robbed of his Oscar for Les Miserables.
I'm not saying that he was bad at Philadelphia. Although quite the contrary, he was incredible. That was his one nomination. That was his one nomination. One chance.
Yeah.
Having said that, he'll be remembered for that role for a long time. Like it's not
100%.
It's not like people forget. Like, oh, who was that? No, he's going to be remembered for that.
Now, hear me out. Henry Cavill goes back to the 1950s and stars as Ben-Hur.
Yep, easily done, 100%.
Well, he's done Immortals, and that was
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also he'd be the biggest dude on set. Like there'll be
Yeah.
like there'll be people looking
Like,
going, "Oh my
whoa.
god, look how big this guy is."
Yeah. I'm going back and I'm recognizing the names because I've heard people talk about them, but I do not know any of these movies.
Nah, I think we're too far back now.
1952, there's a movie called High Noon with Henry Cavill play a cowboy?
Look, anytime you see a western there, I think it's very safe to say that
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Henry Cavill can play a western. Like,
Yeah. Ooh. Do you think he could do Hamlet?
oh, yes, because as all British actors cut their teeth on stage, like all great British actors, they all cut their teeth on stage acting.
Now we're getting into the musicals. Okay. Past the musicals, there's a movie called Sergeant York. Gary Cooper won it in 1941. It's a soldier movie. I'll just check which. Okay, real life World War I pacifist.
Henry Cavill, I could not see as a pacifist.
No, he just. I don't know, because freaking Green Mile. What's his name? Michael Clark Duncan. He was played the most gentlest dude, and he was like,
true, yeah,
you know,
yeah, okay, fair point. I didn't think of that, but yes, you're right. He's like, "Would you keep the lights on, balls?"
Oh, dude, that to this date, that is the only movie I've held back tears in. Like I've just,
it's a tough.
I'm just like, is it gonna be dark, boss? I'm just stop.
Oh,
You know?
brutal
and again,
film.
Tom Hanks in it.
Brutal.
Going back to the
brutal.
1930s. Do you know any 1930s?
No, I do not.
The Private Life of Henry the VIII.
Henry the Octopus. I know that one.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yep, I think he could
You
play.
think Henry could play Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah, I think he could do a good Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, there was a movie called The Champ. Wallace Beery. It's a boxing movie.
Henry Cavill could throw hands.
Man, we're nearly back 100 years now.
Okay, I think we've gone too far back now.
No, man, I'm going all the way because, like,
Right.
literally, when did the Oscars start? You know?
No idea.
Okay. It's like, who won the Oscar this year? Out of these two movies, they were the only movies that came out.
The only movies that came out.
You know?
I mean, like, no, are we back? We're back in the era now. Is going, and the winner of the award is. You all know it's Catherine Hepburn. Shut up. Just come and just he's gonna come and take her damn award, Hepburn.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, no, that's it. The first one was 1928. So there you go. That was fun.
As we all know that there'll be no one who earns as many Oscars as that woman.
Oh, 100%. So next time, I think we'll go through all the movies, female Oscar winners, and see if Kat Graham.
Let's get it on.
Chris will be like, yes.
No. Look, as much as I love Henry Cavill,
Yeah.
I believe in this one I was fair.
No, 100%.
And I was down the middle because there are some roles where that no Kat Graham couldn't play. And that's purely based upon probably the era and also the role that she's cast in.
Yeah.
Like, you know. But there'll be some that she would be absolutely better than probably the original. So I'm more than absolutely. That's going to be a good one. Okay, so 4 seems to be the limit that the Academy is willing to give someone as like that's
Is that the maximum?
That's the most an actor has won. It looks like.
So they're taking the what do you call it? Like the Medal of Valor or whatever, like the
Medal of Honor in America.
Medal of Honor, yeah.
Where a guy could have won multiple, and they said, "Okay, you won too many of these things. You're too much honor."
Like it's just meaningless now, you know.
Yeah, but
it's like the amount of, like, when I play FIFA, the amount of times I get man of the match. It's just like I would have like a whole house full of soccer balls. It's just, here's a match ball, you know. It's just like.
But having said that, like I do wonder. Like I've not seen any of her films. I know she was like the actor of the. But having said that, there was very little actors like in Hollywood, or there was less there. She was nominated for 12 films.
Yeah.
That's probably because that's all there was starring in the films at the time. Because back then they had the concept of a leading lady, where like she was a leading lady, so she would have gotten all of the leading lady style roles. If they wanted to do a big production, they'd be like, yeah, who are we gonna get? See, Catherine Hepburn. Yeah, see, of course we need Hepburn for this film. It would have been like, you know. So I'm not saying that she wasn't. I'm not saying she doesn't stand above everyone else as a legend. She does, clearly. But was it helped on because of how Hollywood structured itself back then, where they had leading stars, where they go, stars run everything. So every script that ever gets created, first you got to drop it by Catherine Hepburn's desk, and if she passes on it, then you may offer that role to someone else. But she must pass on it first, else your movie will not be deemed significant.
And I actually still like to think that that's why Hollywood fell so far now lately. It's because everyone stopped having board meetings and going, we're going to really get this guy. If you guys started talking like that again, we need more minorities in the films. It sounds more reasonable, you know.
Or comes from one of her lives, the guy from one of like comes, whoa, just wait a goddamn. I don't have your good film. We need more films with plots and stories and characters. See?
Don't talk like that, she. We don't want plot.
Oh,
we want representation.
No, representation is important, but more important is we're trying to tell a story. We're trying to tell
them's fighting words, boy.
Whoa, we're just trying to tell a story. But the world is bad enough. We're trying to give people an escape from reality by telling an exciting story about laser wizards and cowboys and defeating Nazis. Don't you see? This is the basis of Hollywood. See?
100%. We need more of that.
Okay, you know what? Yes, I agree, 100%.
No, I don't know why I feel like watching that Jim Carrey movie, The Majestic. Do you ever watch The Majestic?
No.
It's like 2000. I think it came out either before or after Truman Show. Where he plays a Hollywood writer who gets accused of being a communist or something like that, just back in the 30s or 40s, maybe. Maybe 40s or 50s. Then he gets into a car accident, drink driving, goes off the bridge, and he washes up in this small town. And the people of the town mistake him for someone that was lost at war. So he's got amnesia, and this town are convinced that he's someone that he's not, and because he's got amnesia, he's like,
that's
trying to figure it out. It's like there's comedic elements and serious elements.
Okay. Well, whilst you watch that, I will probably enjoy Burt Wonderstone because it's a fantastic film. And you all know why I want to watch that film. It's just
that one scene.
That one scene that honestly in the cinema I fell on the floor. My ribs were hurting so badly. Yeah. I have never laughed so hard at any scene in my entire life.
You can't be magical friends with yourself.
Trying to do all the same things and by himself was just
that movie is so underrated.
That movie there is an underrated film.
Yeah.
Burt Wonderstone. Absolutely, that is significantly underrated.
It was just good classic comedy.
Yep.
Trying to find what year it came out.
2013, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Wow, so 10 years ago.
Oh, but what a great film that was.
And it had like everyone, Alan Arkin.
It failed in the box office, but that's because people were stupid.
Because they didn't want to laugh?
Because they had no joy in their hearts, yes. Absolutely.
Like that's like one of the best Jim Carrey. Like he was perfect for that role.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, Stephen Gray, the street magician. Yep.
He's like, now punch me in the face. What's your mother's name?
That was also started Olivia Wilde before she went crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
People, hey, look. It happens. People go crazy all the time.
And you know why?
Why?
Because there's not enough she in Hollywood.
Exactly. If there was a bit more of that shit. Oh, you didn't even be able to clean it up. But basically, you just instigate. Basically, everyone in the office must wear like 50 style attire to the office, and then just and then also you all must have hats. However, if a woman walks past, you must stand up and take off your goddamn hat.
Oh, ma'am.
Exactly. Let us put some civility back into the world.
So we need some more she and howdy, ma'am.
Either or. If you want to come to the office as a night, as a gentleman of the era, fine. If you also want to come as a cowboy, completely acceptable. Just you got to stick to the character.
Yeah. No. Look. There's talks about all these things, and around the world, smart cities and 15-minute cities, and all these weird conspiracy theories, what do you want to call them? But we need more, 1950s New York cities and
cowboy cities.
Country towns need to turn back into the western towns, and
I would love that. Just like, but they still have technology, but they have to talk about technology in an old-timey way.
Yes, but then they could have certain words to describe things.
No. Because do you know what they call the giant server areas that run Amazon and other companies called? You know what they call those?
No.
They call them server farms. Imagine, yeehaw! Howdy, folks. I hear that you're looking for some high-speed connections. Well, my server farm, I got here 100,000 servers free range here out in the pastures. I could provide you with, 128 gigabytes per second. Someone goes, 128 gigabytes? Old McDowell was down the road, offered me 200. 200? You can't get 200 megabytes of my servers. My servers are on the cloud, you see. I got both the physical servers and I got the servers on the cloud. You ain't seen nothing like my server farm.
Let's go further. I want to see the CEOs or the salesmen at Apple out on soapbox on the street. Hey, boy, you want to get something to do?
Hey, yeah. Hey, no. They pull up in their little cart.
Yes.
And they sit up and
it has to be a cart.
Yeah. And they're going, hey, you need information about the war in Gaza? You want to hear the information? I've got it here, the iPhone 5. And they have to do the full, full sales pitch.
And then you know how you have phone chargers, but they're like not from Apple, they're from another. Yeah. They've got to be back alley trench coats.
Alley trench.
I can get you a phone charger cheaper than.
No. We create those ones like Chinese opium dens where you go into them and they go like, I'm looking to fast charge my phone. Oh, you're looking for the fast chargers. Look at this. Like this one here, 33 watt speed. Oh, fast your charge your fast real phone. You're real fast. And they're going, can my phone handle that? Let me see. Oh, iPhone 12. iPhone 12 can only take 12 watts, but we'll give it a go. We'll see if we can juice it up. Yeah, you know what? That was just not a thing.
All right. Now, next episode, we are dedicating it to rebuilding society. I'm going to stop it right there. Thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks. Like, subscribe, share. You know the podcast stuff. If you have any ideas for reshaping society, send us an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. Check out our other episodes: Story Chat, Middle Ages Comic Book Hour, all on the same feed. And let me leave you with this final thought. When you're entering this new society that we're creating, just remember, the best way to avoid parking tickets is just simply remove your windscreen wipers. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you next time. This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Cassells of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Cassells. Available on Amazon, in Kindle and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, the True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes.